Now, the only way I've stuck to my diet for weeks, months, stuck to going to the gym since I started. How did I do that? How did I stick to it? How did I never fall off track? How did I never cheat on my diet? How did I never skip a gym session? How did I do it? You guys are probably just telling yourselves, oh, yeah, you know what? The motivation isn't here this month. You know what? The motivation isn't here at 4 a.m. when I have to wake up early. The motivation ain't there when the pizza's right there and the diet is right there. It's just not there. The motivation ain't there. And that's how you fall off track. When you get low vibrations, okay, when you start doing the bad habits. See, falling off track starts with bad habits. Once you start doing the bad habits day after day and you get used to it, that's when you fall off track. Maybe you start hanging out with those friends that just tell you to hot box. Maybe you start hanging out with those friends that start telling you to go out to parties again, go out clubbing, drinking for no reason. You were just trying to focus on getting abs, and now you're drinking again. Okay, now you're not gonna focus on the diet anymore. And again, it's on the people that you surround yourself with. That's why you fall off track. You ever see whenever you're in isolation, when you're by yourself, you have no distractions. Why do you think prisoners come out shredded with fucking jacked muscles? Okay, because all they've been eating is oatmeal. All they've been doing is working out. They're just waiting on to get out. You're not waiting to get out. You're so patient. You're like, you know what? If I don't get on a diet this week, next week, you know what? It doesn't matter. And that's the thing. You guys have no urgency. That's why you fall off track. If somebody had a gun to your whole family's heads and they say in the next 3 months you gotta make 30 grand, no hesitation would you try to make any way to come up with that 30 grand. You'll be so quick to make that 30 grand that your excuses won't even matter. So that's what I'm saying. Why does it have to come to that? Why does somebody have to have a gun to your family's head for you to make 30 grand in the next 3 months? Why can't you do it today? Why can't you start today? And that's the thing. When you fall off track, it's because either you weren't serious with your goals or you didn't have any goals. If I say I want a six pack by the end of the year, that's a goal. Okay, now I'm urgent to get it. I only have 6 months left. I had to get to it. But if you have no goal, you just say, I just want a six pack. That's you got to be specific with your goals so you can never fall off track. You can always get them done. And again, falling off track just lowers your confidence. It lowers everything that you just started. If you had a two pack and you start off at a two pack and then you fall off track, you're back to having a no pack. Okay? So again, the way not to fall off track is by just surrounding yourself with good and high competent people. Okay? The only way to not fall off track is to have realistic goals. Okay? Is to keep on grinding, to be in a rush. Okay? I hate when people say don't be in a rush. You know, you have all this time. No, you don't. You die when you're 75 if you're lucky. Okay, so again, you must be urgent with these goals. You must have a target. I promise you, you'll never fall off track if you have a target and you're planning out a plan that will destroy this whole world.
You see, and here's the thing is that when people fall off track, they think it's the end of the world. They think they can't come back. Just because you did one thing, that doesn't mean it's over. You still have the whole day or the whole week to get back on track. And it's the thing is that the way I would do it, if I ever did something that I know I shouldn't have done and it made me fall off track, you know what I would do? Whatever I do, let's say I run 2 miles, I will punish myself and run 3 miles, 4 miles. If I usually do 15 reps with, let's say, 150 pounds on the bench, I'm gonna punish myself and I'm gonna add more weight. It's just all about punishing yourself in the ways that you wouldn't expect, in the ways that are not comfortable. I would say mostly cardio because a lot of people hate cardio. So cardio is probably a good punishment. If you ever do something that you know you shouldn't have done, do cardio. Most of your fat asses need it anyway. So I don't see why you guys shouldn't be doing it. Another thing is that a lot of people don't like holding themselves accountable for their mistakes. Most people, they see it as it's not a big problem. If they do something that they know they shouldn't have done, they just say, everybody makes mistakes. Who cares? Everybody makes mistakes. They let it slide because they want to make it easier for themselves. But then there's also the people that I think can be fixed. Is those people who don't mind if they make mistakes. People who just constantly make mistakes and they don't care what people tell them. As much money as you want to give them, as much motivation that you want to give them, you could be here if you only change your habits, and they still won't change. Those are the people who will never change because they're hard headed and they're kind of just on the path where there's no return. Like they're too deep into the ground that you just can't dig them back up. You can reach out and give them a hand and bring them back up because there's just too much at a lower point, to the point where they don't care and you shouldn't care either. So, like I'm saying, the best thing you could do when you fall off track is to punish yourself. And like I gave you an example, do one more thing that's hard, do one more thing that makes you uncomfortable. And I promise you, it's a good way to tell your mind, all right, you want to do this? You want to continue doing these bad habits? Well, guess what? Every single thing that you do bad, there's a new punishment. There's something uncomfortable coming, but it's all up to you.